Throughout human history, people always used glorious projects to showcase their power. Egyptian pharaohs ordered to build pyramids, Greeks built the Acropolis, Romans built the Colosseum to show the people how powerful and mighty they are. It's prevalent in modern times as well. For example, the country of Turkmenistan rebuilt the part of its capital out of white marble clad just to have the record for the most white marble clad building city in the world. The same goes for Burj Khalifa of Dubai, Twin Towers in Malaysia, Eiffel Tower of Paris, and so on. The completion of such projects throughout the years served to show that a country is wealthy and prosperous enough to afford such a project, and that it has the appropriate technology, materials, and resources to complete such an endeavor. So in this video we will talk about the curious and tragic case about the heaviest building in the world. You might expect that the heaviest building in the world is located somewhere in the Middle East or perhaps the US or China, but that's not the case. The Palace of Parliament in Bucharest, also known as the House of the Republics, is officially the heaviest building in the world. This might come as a surprise, but this place is actually heavier than the Burj Khalifa, the Pyramid of Khufu, the One World Trade Center, or any other man-made building. As you might assume, building such a large structure costs a lot, and Romania isn't one of the richest countries, which is why this building is one of the most controversial construction projects ever completed in Europe. Although it's not even the tallest structure in the city of Bucharest, it's the most jacked and juiced one in the world. During the construction, the workers used mostly materials and objects manufactured in Romania. To complete this project, they used roughly 2 million tons of sand, 700,000 tons of steel and bronze, 500,000 tons of cement, close to 4,000 tons of crystal, 1 million cubic meters of marble, almost 1 million cubic meters of wood essence. For the interior, they used 220,000 square meters of carpet and 4,000 square meters of skin for decoration. It has underground tunnels that stretches up to 20 kilometers in length and connect the building to other important government facilities. It has 8 underground levels, with the lowest one being a nuclear bunker for government officials. This bunker consists of main hall and several residential apartments and is protected by concrete walls that are 1.5 meters thick and are impervious to radiation. In total, the floor area of the palace covers 365,000 square meters, which makes it the third largest administrative building behind Pentagon and the Sapphaya Spasasan in Bangkok. Between 30 and 100,000 workers worked on the construction, most of which worked under gunpoint and forced labor from the army. The final cost of this heaviest building in today's money is around 4.5 billion euros. Its construction began in 1984 and completed in 1997. With all the impressive stats aside, it has tragic and dark history behind it. In the 1970s and 80s, Romania was one of the poorest and most authoritarian countries in the Eastern Bloc. That's why many people were not happy when Nicolae Ceausescu decided to build a lavish palace in the heart of the country's capital. Surprisingly, the story of the heaviest building in the world begins in Pyongyang, North Korea. Romania's communist leader, Nicolae Ceausescu, visited the Hermit Kingdom of North Korea in 1971. He was inspired by the local architecture and was so infatuated with it that he decided to recreate some of it back in his homeland. Communists are generally obsessed with trying to prove that their system works by building record-breaking structures. For example, North Korea has the biggest stadium in the world that can hold 150,000 people. It has the tallest flagpole in the world, and these kind of trivial records. So in 1977, Bucharest experienced a very severe earthquake that damaged lots of buildings, including the government-run facilities. So it was a perfect chance for Ceausescu to start mimicking some of North Korea's totalitarian architectural style. He decided to rebuild the part of the city that was destroyed by an earthquake, and the crown jewel being the heaviest and the most expensive government building in the world, and the project was named Project Bucharest. After the earthquake, it took 7 years for the government to clear out the debris and start the construction. More than 40,000 people had to be relocated for this project to be started, and 700 architects worked on it. The construction finally began on June 25, 1984. A majority of the workers worked day and night 24/7 in inhumane conditions, and many of them died on site. The communist Romanian government also increased its debt to finance the construction expenses, and this added an additional financial burden to an already poor country. To make things even worse, to repay the loans, Romania had to increase its export. However, since the country was not a major industrial power at that time, most of its exports consisted of agricultural products. And the only way to export more agricultural products from a poor country is to take the food away from your own people who are already living in poverty. Just like the failed Soviet invasion of Afghanistan was one of the first dominoes that led to the dissolution of the Soviet Union, this building was one of the first dominoes that ended the communist dictatorship of Nicolae Ceausescu in Romania. Interestingly, the building was never finished. Only 400 of the building's 1,100 rooms have been completed. The construction stopped after Ceausescu was executed by a firing squad. What do you think about this project? Let me know your theories or thoughts in the comment section below. This episode is brought to you with the help of these Patreon supporters. If you want to support this channel, head over to Patreon, and thanks to everyone who's supporting. Thanks for watching. More interesting videos are coming up. Please subscribe and hit the like button.